Hello everybody. Day 4 and final review of my Roadmaster experience at San Antonio. Um, a lot has happened, and since then a lot has changed since then. I know this is a late video. I'm trying to remember everything as I go. But basically, day 4, you go in, you take your test at the DMV. Um, it's pretty much just like I said in the DMV Genie. Everything's pretty similar. The questions were changed a little bit here and there, but it's pretty much the same thing. You shouldn't have any trouble. If you master it on the DMV Genie, you should pass pretty easily. I did. I passed my first time. I think out of everybody in my class, there was only like maybe 2 people that didn't pass their first time, but they got it the second day, and they were able to go on. So you get your test in the morning, in the afternoon, and you come back from lunch, you start training. Once you have your permit, your medical card and everything in hand, then they let you on the truck, and they'll probably start you off with maneuvering, which is basically just backing. And step 1, straight backing. They'll have you pull forward, and then you just go straight back. And they have cones set up. You check your mirrors, you set your seat, everything how you need to be, and then you start backing. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. Just barely turn the wheel, don't oversteer, don't overbrake, don't overclutch if you're using a manual. I was fortunate enough to be trained in the manual transmission. I know they're doing away with that soon. Probably by now, I could be wrong. But check with your recruiter and find out. But anyway, I started in the manual transmission, so I know that everybody's going automatic now. Once I got into Warner, where I'm at now, everything's automatic. You're not going to get a manual unless you actually buy one and go owner-op, so that's not going to happen. But yeah, pretty much maneuvering, you do straight back, and then you just basically, that's the rest of the week after that. Day 5, I believe, day 6, pretty much the same thing, straight back. They'll take you out to what's called the horseshoe. Once you start driving, basically a horseshoe is it's a frontage road along the interstate, and it goes under the interstate, and then it comes back around the other side. You get to the red light, you make a left turn, go underneath, you make another left turn, you start back over again. And it's just practicing on shifting, practicing maneuvering the truck, practicing the sharp turns. Pretty basic. Once you can handle that, the instructor will know. They keep track of all that pretty well. They've got some really good instructors there. Just pay attention. Some of the instructors are very arrogant. I'm not going to be afraid to say it. They're pretty high opinionated of themselves. They'll tell you how great they are and they're masters of the universe, whatever. But set that aside. Listen to what they have to say. They're just there to get you your CDL and pass the test. Fortunately, San Antonio is has the, I think they call it the third-party testers on site. So when you take your driving test, you're basically taking the driving test on the same roads where you were practicing, where you were learning. So it should be a lot easier than going to the DMV to take your driving test, because you're not familiar with those roads. There in San Antonio, the testers, the examiners will give you the driving test pretty much on the same routes that the instructors trained you on. So everything's going to be very familiar. It should be a lot easier. I passed my first test on the test on the first time, so I aced my maneuvering, which is backing. Parallel to me was easier than offset. Straight line backing is even easier, but it's not hard if you have the right instructor. Listen to what they have to say and just forget about how great they are and how they're better than anybody or whatever. Those of you who are already going through it, or you'll probably know who I'm talking about. But yeah, the instructors are really good. You just gotta pay attention to them. Don't let them intimidate you. Just go there, do what you're told, do what's expected, focus on getting your CDL, you shouldn't have any problems there. It's a really good school. They're only there to get you to pass your CDL test. So once you do that, you're good to go. Again, if you have any questions, comments, and please, I may have forgotten a few things, but like I said, the rest of the time there was just backing and driving around town. Once they feel that you're ready, if you don't feel you're ready, tell them that you want more practice. They're pretty good about arranging that, helping you out. If they agree with you, they'll let you practice more in the areas that you feel you need more practice on. If you feel you're ready, again, don't be overconfident, but don't be nervous either. That's what almost got me. I was almost too nervous to where I almost failed. But I was confident enough to know that I knew I could do it, and I did. So I was one of the few that passed everything on the first try. I know there's a lot of people that I feel were better drivers than me, but I think they were a little bit more nervous and they failed their driving test. So again, just don't be overconfident. I know a few of them that were overconfident and failed. Really study on the pre-trip. That was almost got me. They have 3 different levels. One is just the tractor, one is just the trailer, and another is the whole thing. I got just the trailer and got close to failing that one, only because I was studying the whole thing basically, and I was going by what I saw on YouTube. Don't do that. There's in the book they give you, they'll tell you which ones to study, and that's what that's the wording they're looking for. They're not looking for the wording that you'll find on YouTube, because that's what got me, and that's what kind of got them. They were irritated by the wording that I was using from what I learned on YouTube. Don't use that. Use what they tell you to use, and it's out of the book. And just, there's a lot of stuff in the book that applies to only buses. Just kind of scratch that out, write it down separately, and then just study those notes and go by that word for word. You won't have any problem at all. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell to get any alerts anytime I repost any new videos. And again, if you have any more questions, comments, please leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. Have a great day.